on the North Adams story. When I arrived there was a gentleman getting out of his car with white hair, and I said hello and introduced myself, and he introduced himself as Mr. Wolf. And I noticed right away that he had sort of a German accent, and I said, "Where are you from?" He said, "I'm from Schulchtern. I am the Opa. I am the grandfather of the baby." And immediately, I was just amazed at the opportunity to meet this gentleman. And I asked him, "Did you know my father-in-law's family who lived in that same town?" And he said, "Of course I knew them. Fred Goldsmith, or Fritz Goldsmith. They were a highly respected family in the Jewish community, and they were very observant. We were traditional, not quite as observant, and my father is now in a nursing home, and he's in his 90s, etc. And very interesting. Then we went into the home. He took out a plastic bag with kippot, vintage 1950s, 1960s, red, orange, green, satin, shiny kippot. And then he took out a black kippah with sides, the kind of kippah I was used to seeing my shamas wear in the shul in which I was bar mitzvah in Dorchester, Massachusetts. And I said, "Well, that kippah is very different. It's obvious it's quite different." He said, "Yes." He said, "Let me tell you about the story about this kippah. My father ran away from the town and on his way to America, and he knew your father-in-law's family, and he asked your father-in-law's sister if he could stay with her and her husband until he was able to depart for the States." And so she said yes, but as you can see, there's an Arona Kodesh here, there's a Sefer Torah. I would request kindly that you wear a kippah in this home to honor the Sefer Torah, the Sefer Torah. And he said, "Sure." I don't know if it was his kippah or it was a kippah she gave him. I'm not quite sure of that fact. But the kippah that he showed me at that Brit Milah was his father's kippah worn in my father-in-law's sister's home. And I said to myself, "This is incredible. What are the chances of me seeing that kippah 40 or 50 years later?" Which is unbelievable. And on the way home, I called my father-in-law in South Bend, Indiana. Maybe he was living in Chicago at that point, I'm not sure. And
from a payphone.
Huh?
From a payphone.
Yeah, I stopped to get my usual cup of coffee at
There we
Friendly's to sip while I was driving. And
Future generations won't even be able to
yeah.
understand that concept. But
That's true. I don't even know I had a cell phone. Whatever. I don't think I did.
40 years ago? Definitely not.
No, definitely I didn't have it. So I stopped and made a phone call, and I told him the story. He says, "Sure, I knew the family very well." Years later, I visited the town with my wife, and actually I was in Germany because members of my congregation, Ibby and Jake Schreiber, chose to testify against the commandant of their ghetto, the Pshemish ghetto.
I think we're running out of space, Mike.
Okay, whatever.
Oh.